Allison, congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Nancy.
Oh, we're so happy for you, for us too.
Oh, thank you. Very nice.
Glad you're here tonight too.
No problem.
Congratulations, Allison.
Thank you very much. I had to start the meeting because I guess Paul was having difficulty starting the meeting. So that's why I'm on a bit early.
That's great. You have to wait for Lynn anyway.
Yes, she emailed me, so they're going to be joining shortly.
Good. We never know who else is going to show up
That's true.
or what they might have on their mind. Do you get a new office?
So they offered me Tony's old office, and I want to stay where my off. Do you know where my office is in Town Hall?
No, I don't.
I'm kind of in the back. So it's Debbie Waters' original office. It's in the back. So where Diane is, the clerk, I'm on the opposite side of the stage.
Oh, okay. I know where
Uh,
that is.
yeah, so it has a bathroom. I have my own bathroom, and it has nice light in there. And so I said,
And you're comfortable.
I'm staying put for now. Yeah.
That
So
sounds good.
yeah, the town administrator's office is down in the basement and it's kind of dark down
Yeah, it
there.
is. It's a
It's a
little
nice
creepy.
office space, but that's the only thing. When people come and talk to me, I'm just at a desk. So I'm gonna try to figure out if I can get like a little round table in there that might be easier for meeting purposes.
Yeah,
That's the only advantage of the other office, but we'll stay put for now.
good. So do you have to do two jobs at the moment?
Yeah, so I've been doing both jobs since July 1st. Now that I've been appointed, and once I negotiate my contract for the town administrator position, I'll post the finance director position and see what I get for candidates. So hopefully eventually it will be filled. But I plan on doing both for a while longer.
Wow, keep you out of trouble.
I guess so. Yeah, you could say that. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. What do you think the prospects are of filling your job?
It's going to be tough. Nahant's very tough to recruit to. Um, so we'll have to see. Yeah. Um, we'll put it out there, see what we get. I mean, sometimes you get applicants that, are from, hi, Paul.
Allison, bravo.
Able to log in.
Way to go.
Yeah. So we'll see once I post the position what we get.
Maybe there's somebody in town.
I know that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Because again, it's hard, to recruit anybody from out of town to
Right.
come to work in Nahant.
Right.
Even though it's a very lovely community. But everybody feels like it's just that much, off the beaten path.
And our salaries are not always competitive.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's true.
Nancy, I didn't say hello. How are you?
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm good.
Paul, you don't usually stream these meetings, do you?
Stream them. What do
Like
you mean?
live stream them on for like the YouTube channel and stuff? I don't think so.
No, we
We
That's
just,
just Board of
we just,
Selectmen.
no, we
Okay.
just gave people access to the meetings in real time on Zoom.
yeah, we're actually on Netflix.
Oh, that would be interesting. So we do just want to be careful. We've had a lot of Zoom bombers.
Yeah, we heard that. We heard
Yeah,
that.
so for Board of Selectmen meeting, what I've had to do is people have to reach out to me individually prior to the meeting to get the login, which is a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
So just
So
to
we
be
are trying to
aware.
avoid that. The email that I sent, and I think you were on the mailing list for that email. I hope
Yes, I
so.
was.
You were.
Yep.
Yeah, I said that we were aware that that's been a problem, but
But that's too bad because we want people to join us.
yeah, but
Just
I
good
mean,
people.
if people do obnoxious things, then we have to take security measures, but
Yeah,
no
we
one's
had
done
that
that
once
as yet.
happen during a historic society meeting. It was pretty awful.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah. I'm like, and I don't understand the end game of it, but yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. The response to that is get a life.
Pretty much.
So Lynn knows about your rescue meeting start, Allison, so she'll be on in a minute.
Yep.
I saw the email from her.
It was pretty easy to get on tonight. Sometimes it's hard, so hopefully she won't have trouble.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of a catch-22, you know? I mean, Kristen said, oh, use my ID to start to sign up for the meeting, to establish the meeting, to reserve the meeting. Still not the right word, but anyway, so I did that and eventually we had a false start, but eventually it worked.
Mm.
But now at 6:30, I figured now's a good time to check. Let's make sure everything works.
Mhm.
And at 6:30, the Zoom website said, Kristen, we've never seen you coming from this computer before.
Yeah,
we're
that's
gonna
a
send-
security
we're gonna
feature.
send
Besides,
you
you don't look like Kristen.
no, that they didn't go that far. They said, well, we'll just send a sign-in code to your email and then just, go ahead and use that. And of course, I don't get Kristen's email, so I'm out of luck. Hopefully
All right.
I'll be able to do that. Hey, Lynn.
Hi. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, Kristen and Nancy. I mean, Allison and Nancy.
You're Kristen.
I have Kristen on the mind, on the brain.
Okay, so we have Allison, which is great. Thank you so much, Allison, for being here. We've got Nancy, Paul, and Dave.
Oh, Dave's on. Okay, I didn't see
Yeah.
him.
He's
All
been
right.
on for a while.
Oh, okay.
We all
And-
congratulated Allison.
Oh, there he is.
Yes, yes. We are very happy for you, Allison. We're happy for ourselves. One of my
Yes.
daughters.
That's what I told her.
Right, right.
Exactly.
Thank
Hurrah,
you.
raise. If there were a glass in my hand, I'd be raising it.
Oh, I've got one. Water.
You do it for us, Lynn.
Well, gosh, I think we are just on the verge of a quorum.
How many do we
Yes.
need?
We need 5.
Hmm.
And we actually need more participation, which was the new business that I wanted to bring up tonight. But let me
Right,
just
right.
check my list. Okay, Paul, Ellen, Dave, Austin, Nancy, and me. So,
And
Is
here
there
comes
any
Austin.
other group that needs to supply us?
yeah, the planning board, Nancy, could actually put somebody on, and also conservation. We have, your wonderful representation from open space, but the Conservation Commission would be another one.
We don't
mean-
have a good retention rate, track rate.
Oh, I beg to differ with you, because you've been on forever.
Right.
Paul's been on forever. Austin has been on. Alan has been on. But yes, we have new people that come on and off. You're right about that. But there's
Yeah.
a wee loyal few, including Ellen, who's kindly joined us. Yeah, core group. Make it happen group, huh?
Right.
Well, with that, I'd like to call this meeting of Nahant's Community Preservation Committee to order. Let me see, 7:01, right, Ellen? That's a record start.
Bada bing, bada bang. Yeah.
I'll try my best to have a kind of 1 hour meeting tonight because we are just getting started again, but we have some things to cover. And I'd like to just start by thanking Allison Nieto for joining us. I think, has everyone understood that Allison is in fact officially our now town administrator?
As well as her old job.
She gets both jobs?
Yeah. I'm
No, for
lucky.
now, until she finds
Cool.
someone for her old job.
Allison, I see one gorgeous head. I don't see two on your head, on your neck.
What do you mean? Like, I know, I need another
You're
head on
wearing
here.
a number of hats. She needs some more heads.
I know.
Yeah,
I need
exactly,
another one.
Nancy. Exactly. Well, thank you so much for being here, Allison. We'd love to have you stay if you want for our entire meeting,
Mm.
but I'd like to just get started. I think we don't have any minutes to review from the last meeting because this is the start of our cycle again. But I would invite you to give us an update on CPA projects and their status. You kindly sent me a spreadsheet a few minutes ago, which I love that spreadsheet, but it's
Yeah.
kind of an eye crossing.
So I condensed it to only show the projects that still have balances.
Exactly.
And I just wanted to show some have already had some spending in the current fiscal year already.
Yep.
So I don't know if you want to share that.
If you'd like to put it on the screen, I
Oh,
think
I
that
can
would
do
be
that,
great.
yeah. Oh, I'm hosting the meeting, that's right.
I
Yeah.
know
Amazing.
you are you're the king of this one.
Let me pull it up. Share. Let me find the spreadsheet. All right, so can everybody see this on the screen now?
Mhm.
We can see it, but can't read it.
Okay, hold on. This isn't the one I wanted to share anyway. This has like every line on it.
That's the one I love the best. Really, I really do love that.
Oh,
the
actually,
best.
no, this has about. Okay, so I can make it bigger.
Yeah.
Are you able to see it now?
Mhm. Yep.
Another. Hide this column. So I kind of just wanted to show the ones that had balances. And even the ones that I didn't hide all of the columns very well, but some that had balances in FY25, and then the CPC or town meeting voted to transfer any available balance back to the reserve. So that's what some of these old ones are. But we did successfully pay off that old library borrowing. So that's this
Thank you.
large
Wow.
spending. Yeah, so that was we did that in July because July is when we do all of our borrowing. So the old library debt is now off the books. You can just see some of these other balances here. Lynn, you were involved in a conversation about the town hall handicap ramp.
Yep.
We're going to start, moving on that. I'm probably going to come to CPC to ask for a little bit of additional funding for it, but I know this has been outstanding for a while now.
Yep. It has.
So just scrolling through these, Fort Ruckman has had some spending already in the fiscal year. So that shows here, that'll likely be fully spent. They spend fairly regularly on that project.
We actually need more for the third year of our project, so we'll be submitted something.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
Let's see. This spending here, again, because we borrowed in July, we paid down some of that old, or the town hall, cemetery, library debt. We paid down
Mm.
some principal, and then we also had to pay interest. So that's what the 61,000 represents. Let's see,
Can
there's
I
still,
ask a question?
sure.
I was over by the library today and a man stopped me and he said, "Do you work here?" I said, "No." He said, "Well, I want to speak to the contractor."
Oh,
And so I thought that was kind of weird, number one. And number two, I didn't think they were at the point where they have a contract. Is that
they
right?
do have a contract, so I was gonna
Yes,
get
they do.
there. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah, so we issued an RFP for the masonry work for the library. It was a couple months ago now. And first we received responses for the sub bids. And then we received responses for the general contractor. And so the general contract was awarded to Campbell. And the sub bid for the painting and masonry work was awarded. And then once that company came in and viewed the work, they actually said that they couldn't perform the work, mainly because of the painting that had to be done in the stack room. They didn't realize the amount of work that that was going to entail and hadn't carried the cost of that in their bid. So we disqualified them, and we went to the next lowest bid, which was Marmello, who I had never heard of. So they were in the process of, signing the sub bid work with them. And hopefully work will start soon. We haven't met with, the general contractor and the sub bidder for a few weeks now, so I'm not entirely sure when that work's going to begin, but we have contracts in place.
So the general contractor is going to oversee all these other parts.
Correct. And then we also have, Richard Smith, who's done the previous, library projects. He's also helping on this project, as well as there was some money put into the CPC budget to have a project manager.
Yeah,
We're using Vicky Masson, who we
Yeah.
use for town engineering services. And she's great. So she's working on this project as well.
so she's not the general contractor.
Nope,
That's different.
she basically, yeah, when the contractors, once they start work and they start submitting payment requisitions, she's the one that's there certifying that that work has been done and then authorizes me to be able to pay it.
I
So,
see. Thank you.
so I don't know who the guy you bumped into today was.
I don't know,
The
but
library's not
he's
open
gonna
on
have to
Monday.
hang around and figure it out himself.
You didn't come into town hall, so
I didn't tell him to go there either.
no, you could have. So yeah, so that work's starting. Let's see. We've had some other projects. We had spending for this restoration project at Lodge Park. It was that panel that was
Yeah.
put up there.
That panel that got fixed,
Yeah.
that's been installed.
Yes. Yep. Let's see. There's a small amount spent flash room master plan. We just received and we just paid this invoice for the Little League field lighting. So that's fully spent.
That is fully spent.
Yes.
Did the Little League actually then provide the pro bono or in-kind services?
Nope, we're still working on that. So this just covered the cost of the actual fixtures, which are
So
all
they're
right.
not, They're not
board of the
installed.
DPW. They're not
Yeah.
installed. So Zach's
Yeah.
working on the specifications for the installation. And I just communicated with Little League today to confirm the amount that they're contributing. And they said that they're contributing $30,000. We're estimating the installation cost to be about 50. So we still have some money from a state earmark that'll cover a portion of it as well. So we're working on that. It'll
Okay.
likely have to go out to bid because of that $50,000 threshold.
Yes, it will.
So,
Yeah.
but yep, so the lighting appliances are here. It's not up yet.
Okay.
Are they planned to be installed for the spring season?
I think that's the intention. Originally, they wanted it installed for the fall season, and obviously that didn't happen. So I think the intention is to have it for this, for spring. I'm not entirely sure when the spring season actually starts for Little League. I'm assuming like April. So
Yeah.
I think that's feasible though.
Is there trenching and digging that has to be done?
See that I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
assuming so. So I know like probably it's that stuff that can't be done, during
Until
the
April.
hard winter months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it might be up for a portion of the season, but it also depends on, if we put it out to bid, what kind of bids we get and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, it would be great to be open for
I
the
know.
spring, right? So if there's any other kind of work that can be done prior, I don't know, to get them to the point. It's not my project, right? But like if there's anything that
Yeah.
they could do to kind of stage it so that then they have the trenching to do when the ground thaws.
Sure. Yep. I can talk to Zach more about it. I don't know like how much he might be able to prep it too. So I can talk to Zach.
Okay.
And then these are, the newer projects down here. You can see the library renovation project. This was the cost of the ad for the RFP and some of Vicky's services. And then I paid your CPC dues.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
just for clarification, Richard Smith's fee is being paid for by the library friends group. Is that
Correct.
Is that
That's
correct?
my
Okay.
understanding. Yep.
Yep, that's my understanding. There's also quite a number of things in the upper list that haven't had any movement, such as the
Mhm.
beach accessibility,
Yeah.
the Heritage Trail at Goddard Drive, which I do understand because that site is under construction now.
Mhm.
The planting of trees at Kelly Greens, I thought they had planted some of those.
I have not paid any invoices for it.
Well, okay, so maybe I'm just seeing willow trees that have sprouted on their own. Okay. And then there's the famous pickleball courts, which our committee remembers a lot of discussion about.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not
So,
aware of was there plans on how this is going to be utilized, the balance of it?
so some money has been spent, is what you're saying.
So, because in prior years, the money was spent to actually do them over, so there was spending in
Mm-hmm.
FY25.
So there's some money spent. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, you've got a lot on your shoulders right now, Allison, and I should just, we don't want to put pressure on, but when we've got town funded projects, it would be good to have some activity, including that town hall flagpole, which Austin will remember, as I do, as the
I
last
was
time.
looking at it today. It's pretty awful.
It is
Pretty awful. It's pretty
Mhm.
awful.
Yeah. So yeah, now that I'm in the full-time role, these are things that I can start to take a look at. I probably Now, I might have a conversation with Tony first, who I did in fact see today at another meeting that I was
Oh,
at.
okay. Okay, good.
Just so I can get, I didn't regularly join CPC meetings in previous cycles. So just so I can get a little bit of background from him on each of the town projects. And then, yes, I can certainly get some of these moving.
Okay.
Well, we're really nice. You like us.
You seem nice, though. One thing I did want to mention, Lynn, I had emailed you a while ago. So, I want to say in July, I received an email from, I believe it was MAPC with an outstanding invoice. And that was for the open space master plan that at town meeting, we voted, it was one of the clawback items.
Yeah,
And I think we clawed back like $29,000. And when I got the invoice, I was like, this is the first time I'm seeing this. And I immediately told them, I was like, I don't have the funds to pay this right now. And I explained what happened. I reached out to Tony and he was like, no, there's CPC funding for that. And I said, well, it was clawed back. So I don't know.
That was like that we had like not received a invoice for that for a couple of years, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
several
that's been
years.
done a
And
while ago.
Yeah,
So-
so it's a very old invoice. So it wouldn't, I wouldn't even be able to pay it until it was approved at town meeting anyway, but I don't know, is that something that I can request the funding back for?
I'm trying to look. I honestly don't remember this, so I'm trying to look at what you sent me and when that might have been.
I
Yeah.
remember discussions about
Yeah, I talked
flying
with a
this
group.
back because we had nobody had ever received this invoice. Nobody knew what was going on. Somebody was going to look into it, but it was very, very old. That's what I remember. And then somehow it's just now materializing.
Yeah,
No, we
so
were
it
looking
came to
for
me in
money.
July. Oh, you're still viewing my screen.
Yeah.
You want me to, here, I can stop screen sharing for a minute so I can go through my emails.
So in reality, the Open Space Committee in a few years is going to have to do this all over again to write another plan. It's every 7 years. So we'll be asking for more for MAPC.
Yeah.
I am looking through all of my Allison Nieto emails, and you think it was in July?
Yeah, it was either honestly, it might have been end of June. Maybe
I
I
remem-
didn't, and I just made it up, but I sent it to you. I certainly talked to Tony about it, though. Yep, I did. I sent it to you on August 29th.
Okay. Got it. Now, as soon as you said that, I see this.
Mm,
And thank goodness I was away. God,
that was you were on your nice safari.
that's right. Huh. And I remember reaching out to Open Space saying, do you need this money? And how is it that this group
I mean, so
billed
the
so
invoice
late?
is dated July 18th, 2022.
I
And
don't
that's-
know why the state allowed us to come out with our report and didn't demand their money, the MAPC people.
Yeah.
Who's the billing party?
It's MAPC.
I don't know what that is.
Metropolitan Area Planning Council
Okay.
is what it is.
And do they say that they've sent bills and the bills were ignored? Or do they just neglect to send a bill?
So the email that I received, it just says, I'm reaching out to follow up on payment for a project that was completed a while back. Just says our finance team was auditing accounts receivable and realized that we never received payment. So they don't say if and when
Maybe they
they
never
sent
sent a
it.
bill.
Yeah.
Maybe they never sent a bill.
That's really squirrely. I
Mhm.
mean,
Hmm.
right, that is
Where are
questionable.
we going to get the money?
Well, we clawed it back, Nancy, because there was no activity and we were told when I contacted Open Space that there was nothing outstanding. So I'm going to put it into a file for us to deal with. But thank you for bringing that to our attention, I guess.
I know, great news.
Yeah. I also, I realized that I've already gotten a grant application.
And yeah,
So we usually have a session where we tell people how to do it. And last year it was the beginning of October.
but
So
this
I
Right.
think we're gonna
this
have to
person
start
did-
doing that soon.
this person did not follow the two-step process. They just went right to the application.
How can they do that?
It's probably still live on the website if you dig around for it.
We can send it back and tell them to show up at our meeting.
Yeah, I think Lynn and I both must have gotten a copy of that, but we did not decide what to do about it. So she's bringing it up now. I'm guessing that's where this is going.
That is exactly where this is going. Thank you.
I'm gonna go check the Gmail account that we have for the CPC and see what's if anything's come through there.
Okay.
It is empty. So they did not do the two-step application. They just went right for the,
They just went for it.
right.
So, all right. So since we're already sort of plunging into this cold pond, let's actually talk about the two-step process, because now that we can, Allison, do you want to stay with us or do you want to go home and be sensible?
So I am home. Maybe I'll stay on for a bit longer and listen in, and then I might
Okay.
jump off once it's
Okay.
time to put my son to bed.
All
And
right, fine.
So just before she actually signs off, could is it okay if I ask her a question?
Of course.
Okay. I didn't know, I don't want to interrupt your agenda and flow. So Allison, in the past, Nancy and I have generally been responsible for figuring out what needs to be done to the CPC portion of the town website. And then I contact your website developer myself. And I usually, we almost always like CC Kristen in the office and you, if you,
Yes.
we would do a lot of CCs to Tony's, or nobody thinks we're not, we're just trying to get the website. And right. So is that process still going to be all right?
Oh yeah, that's fine. Who do you deal with? Kristen Potter?
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. Just copy me and Kristen on it, just so I'm aware, but that's completely fine.
I'm guessing we'll have a few edits, but not like a significant time sink, but could
Yeah.
be, a couple of hours worth of development work.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So
They have also, we've spoken about redesigning our website as well. I don't like the town's website. I think it's very confusing, too busy. So we spoke to them a few months ago about doing that. I don't think that redesign is going to happen like within the coming months, possibly in the spring. So just to let you know that too. So hopefully one day it'll be a little bit more user friendly.
I would, if there's any way to consider giving committees access to their own sections, that would be super helpful. And then we could only reach out when we couldn't do something ourselves. So
Yes.
they could, I wouldn't have to go through Kristen to make a paragraph edit,
Yes. Yep. We'll certainly look into that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a suggestion. So I just wanted to make sure that we could reach out to Kristen Potter and CCU and Kristen in the office.
Yep.
Continue, if we can continue that process so we can get our applications done.
That sounds good.
All right, thanks.
Okay, well, that's great, because then we can just launch into, last year, we initiated a two-part process, and eligibility followed by the full application. We will need to also do a community meeting. And so I had asked the committee to look at the possibility of dates for the week of November 18th, I think it was. This would be an online
meeting.
meeting. And I'm just rashly suggesting November 17th, which is a Monday. I think the other thing I'd like to do is also confirm, I hope that Mondays continue to be a good time for our meetings.
It's okay with me.
Okay. Everybody else nodding
Yes.
gently? Okay, good. So we'll stick with Mondays. And the question is, how about the idea of a community meeting on November 17th, Monday's November 17th, to initiate this first stage of the grant process?
We just have to,
Sorry, what the purpose of the meeting is to initiate the grant stage or to explain to the population what they need to do to
Both, both,
Right.
both,
explain, and they can
both.
ask us questions.
Right. It's the same old thing, Paul, that we've done forever.
okay,
So
fine.
50
you
years.
So we're
explain
gonna-
that,
Right, explaining the two-step process.
right. And what community preservation is about.
Oh, of course, but I meant in terms of the nuts and bolts.
So for that community meeting, we have previously just depended on Kristen to notify town committees with the little flyer that we have, and then to also place an ad in the Lynn item. This sounds really weird, but the Lynn item continues to be the local paper of circulation. I don't get it, so. Is that it? Yes?
Yeah,
There's no other newspaper? It still hasn't gone out of business? It's all good?
we don't have the Harbor Review anymore.
Nope. We do not. Boy, Nancy, that is going back in time.
They drowned.
I don't
Okay.
think that this should weigh into your decision, but I do want to make you aware that there's a special town meeting that Wednesday on the
Yeah,
19th.
on the 19th. But
Mhm.
would our meeting on the 17th have anything to do with that?
Nope. No,
What-
I just don't know if, if people are looking to only go to one night meeting that week, I don't know if that would make a difference, but your meeting does not have any impact on special town
Okay.
meeting.
And what's
Yeah, what is that meeting for?
what's that
I'm
all
curious.
about?
So we
Yeah.
just posted it to the website. It's on the 3A MBTA Communities
Oh.
Act. So it's all the work that the planning board has been doing, and they had their public hearing a month ago. It's about creating a multifamily overlay district. And so all the material, and it's a 2-article meeting. So all the information we just posted up on the website today, and the warrant booklets should be mailed like in another week to all the households. So all the
Okay.
information will be included there.
Okay,
Is that in-person meeting?
So special town meeting, yep, it's in person. So it's Wednesday, November 19th at 7 p.m. at Town Hall.
So in order to vote, you have to be there.
Yes, you have to be there. Yep.
I still think we could do our meeting by Zoom, but tell me, committee, what do you think?
Well, we could advertise that it's by Zoom, so it's very convenient.
Exactly.
And that you can't apply to us unless you understand the process.
Yeah. Anyone else have a view on this?
Lynn, didn't we, in the past, have we scheduled 2 meetings for this? Or just
We
one?
did in the past when we had, usually we've just had one, Ellen.
Okay,
There was a time when there was a kaflooey on the meeting schedule, so we did
Okay.
it twice.
got it.
I think people are used to having things by Zoom now. So, and I think the other thing is that people who have been through this process before, and there's many, will simply go to the town website, which is why that conversation you were having, Ellen, about posting the eligibility application and the process on the town website is so important. I'd like to, if it's possible, to ask you and Nancy with Kristen to get that going as soon as possible. My question is, based on our experience last year and your observations, are there any changes that you would want to make to that eligibility application?
I don't know. I know Paul and I did some significant content work that never got updated to the website. I worry about trying to get all that done for an 11/17 rollout. But so that's one thing. We could review that. But I would say maybe Nancy and I can get together like this weekend over Zoom or something, and review the eligibility application and the application itself and make sure that we just get any edits over to Kristen.
And maybe we could ask anybody we know if they have any problems. Like, I think one problem I heard was people saving information when they did it in multiple stages.
Right. Actually, we took some notes. I took some notes last year on the problems that we had discussed. So I could pull
I
them up.
remember that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember you did that.
I had a document that talked about any, and they weren't that bad. It was like numbers and budgets. But there were a few things. And I think when people did try to save it, they didn't understand the process. So like it's a cookie. It's a website cookie that gets stored on your computer. And if you clear your cache or if you do something, your information disappears or you haven't given enough time for the email to come through so that you can access it.
We should
So
make
I
the
think
directions
that's all fine. I think the problem is people didn't know. So like if we just tell them this is cookie, like don't do this, right? At least we can help some people from their
yeah.
confusion. I think that it was just that they didn't understand what was going on.
Mhm.
Do we have the option of training the website to retain incomplete submissions?
There was a problem with that, right? Because then anybody you have to then it would be, who would it be saved for, right? So yes, there was a way to save your application for
Person
later,
who-
but yeah, they had to put their email in, right? So
Right.
that they could save it for later.
Right.
But if they cleared their cache in the meantime, then their information disappeared. So if something happened,
Cache should be on the website, not on their computer.
cache is on your local computer.
Well, why can't it be on the website?
I couldn't tell you, Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
If I had built it, I would answer your question, but I've reached the limit
But
of what I
isn't that
actually
ideal? I mean, that's really, I start a lot of things and don't finish them, and most of them, thank goodness, are on the website.
Right, but you have to somehow save it there, right?
You have to save it.
Yeah.
No,
they
I
can-
agree.
Yeah, and they
I
can,
agree.
but I think that just a little bit of instruction at the front end might alleviate most of the problems.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think, and remember, folks, this is a one-page eligibility application.
Right.
It's pretty straightforward.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about the application itself.
No,
Well,
no, I
but-
wanted to, there's two
Mhm.
things.
Right,
We
right.
want to get the eligibility so it's easy for people to use. They can do it right away. It's not
So
that
to
hard.
do that one online. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so that's let Nancy and I coordinate together. Nancy, does
Mhm.
that work for you?
Yeah, yeah.
So she and I can just find some time before the next meeting and just get a handle on what we think has to happen.
Mhm. And then there's the second part, which is the full application, which may be more complicated.
But I was thinking for both of these things, we want to,
That would be so good.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking both.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the applications. I thought they were pretty good. At least it was a big step forward. And I think if you both on the website and the application itself make that note about saving.
Yeah. And also on the application at the front end, make it clear so we don't get these random rogue applications without the eligibility. So that, if somebody had known, if the person who submitted that one had known, maybe she knew anyway and just decided to submit it, But if they had known that it was the second part of a two-part process, perhaps they wouldn't have done this, you know?
Right. I'm just going to have to find that application.
Right. I don't, I mean, I'll reserve my judgment on it, but, yeah, it would have to go, that would definitely have to go through the eligibility process first. That was,
It wasn't it for a Native American
yeah, it was
festival?
it felt cultural, not
Yeah.
community preservation.
Right.
Although I understand the argument, but it's not technically CPC, in my opinion, but,
Yeah.
let them go through the application process and then we can decide as a group, not just me making a memory statement.
I think that it's probably more the cultural council, quite honestly.
That's what it felt like, but, they should go through the process.
Okay. All right. So let's just sort of have you and Nancy take that on, which is very much appreciated. Um, and get that on the town website. I will sort of get the meeting notice out to Kristen Allison for her to distribute, and we'll get that to the nonprofits as well.
Lynn, I was just taking a look at the CPC page on the Nahant website, and it looks like the deadline for our eligibility application last year was November 21st.
Yeah, yeah. We're behind the 8 ball and getting started.
Okay.
I got distracted. I don't know. I was seeing. So we are a little bit behind. So we will have to set a date. You're right, Austin, as to when those are due.
Well, last time we backed into it by saying, when's town meeting? When do we have to have the book? When do we have to have the meetings? When do we need to have the applications in? When do we need to have the eligibility? Right?
Yeah. So
Into
it's
it that
usually the
way.
usual sort of process. We tend to look at the applications as being due the last week of January.
Right.
And that gives us, basically a 2-month period. So
Do you want to give a little extra time now, since our first meeting isn't until the 17th for the eligibility? And, maybe say like December 8th?
I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds very good.
Okay.
And then the full applications, I would suggest, would be due January 30th.
Okay.
If the eligibility applications are due December 8th, then will we have time to review all those and meet with all those applicants and give them our decision or give them guidance? And then I'm just thinking we may need to provide them a little more time since our schedule's a little off. A little more time with the full application,
Well,
possibly.
but last year we got 6 applications. And,
Right. Right.
I think people, quite honestly, I know town hall has a pretty good idea of this process. So let's think about the other possible applicants: the Historical Society, the library, the Dory Club, Open Space. Open Space has already got their 3rd phase application in mind for Fort Ruckman. I think, it is pretty tight. I won't say otherwise.
I mean, you could just give it an extra week. I mean, this is just for the eligibility. For the eligibility, they don't necessarily have to. I mean, you might have a few who you have to talk to, but some are clearly not,
Pretty much.
or very
Yeah.
clearly yes,
Yeah.
or very clearly no, But so if we say December 8th, And then you have the holidays, and then, yeah, that is tight, right?
Well, I don't think it's so tight. I mean, honestly, for CPA Boston, I'm still getting responses on eligibility applications that are due November 7th. So, and it's a much bigger deal than we have, I can say. I'm just looking at our potential meeting schedule, though.
Because we have to meet to make the decision.
Right. I mean, we'll get them. Let's get them due not on the 8th, but on the 5th. So they're due the Friday the 5th. That's one idea.
Okay. And then do you want to meet on the 8th to do it?
Yeah, and I want to meet on the 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that an open meeting?
Mm-hmm. Yep. These are all open.
Okay.
So that's December 8th
5th.
Yeah.
meeting.
Yep.
Oh, December 8th meeting.
Yeah, a usual Monday meeting.
That's
Okay.
right. Yep. And then the applications are due the previous Friday. If we get them in early, that's great. We put them in a spreadsheet. But if we get them on Friday, I'll do them over the weekend and we'll have our little kind of scorecard going. Yeah, I am sorry that we were late in getting started. I don't know where my head was someplace.
Do you have
I'm still
any
surprised
cl-
it's October.
Thank you, Austin. I love it when you just give me a little bit of a, yeah, it's still October.
Do we have any clues about money this year, like we did last year?
I haven't gone into that, Nancy, but I think it's not going to be, so rosy because we have pretty good commitments already. But I'll put that together for our next meeting. CPA match is still probably lower than we've seen in the past. I think, Allison, we last year came in just under 50% match. I think it was 48%. And we've been higher in the past. So I don't think we're going to have a huge amount of money to toss around, quite honestly. That's why we actually tend to be, perhaps now that I'm thinking about it, perhaps overly aggressive on our clawbacks, but be careful next time. So as you're working on the grant applications, Nancy and Ellen, if we can also use January 30th as the eligibility for the full application, that would be good. Allison, I'll work with you on the calculations for what we think we're going to see this coming year. I don't think I've seen the projection yet from on the surcharges yet, but I'll check on that.
No, I don't think we asked Sheila to do that yet.
Yeah, Sheila usually is very prompt on that when the time comes, but. All right. I'm just looking at anything else on our agenda, which Paul very kindly sent out to us. I started this meeting without saying, oh, somebody else take the minutes. So I'm doing that this round. But anyone who wants to volunteer for the next meeting will be cheerfully accepted.
I can do that, Lynn. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin. You do a great job. Folks, in addition to the town meetings the town committees, which we have a number of. I, in the past, have been thinking of the Dory Club, the Village Church, both of whom were previous applicants, the Historical Society. Are there other nonprofit groups that we should be including on that
The
notification?
veterans group, there's a whole flagpole issue which that might get brought up again.
Oh, Nancy, you have a wonderful memory for past past opportunities.
Well, we talked about flagpoles already.
What about safer waters in Massachusetts?
Swim,
Yep.
they generally partner with us
Yeah.
at the moment.
Right.
By the way, if you're on their email list, they just sent this wonderful email out from the NWF about why you should not rake your leaves.
Oh, I love that article myself, and I
It was in the
heartily
New York
agreed.
Times.
Yeah,
like
yeah, it was very
last week.
nice. Yep. Very good article.
Preserve the pollinators and butterflies and moths that overwinter.
Oh, Allison, on that whole matter of flagpoles, I don't know if you remember last year, this is the idea of, expanding or doing something else at Veterans Park. And Tony was talking about some kind of design process there. So just fair warning.
I have an inkling of what it was, but yeah, I can follow up.
The plan was rather nebulous about how they would be arranged.
Hmm.
And so
Right.
we were,
And then
we
did the
were up
Legion get
against-
involved?
The
Or the
Legion,
veterans
yeah,
agent?
it was the veterans agent and one member of the Legion, but the larger Legion was not as involved.
Yes,
How's that? Have to be
got it.
careful about that.
Was it Dana Sheehan?
Yeah, it was that one person. Okay.
Well, if we get a preliminary application, we have to say that we need that full design before we
Mhm.
can consider it.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the hint, Allison, is if that is a priority for town administration and selectmen, you could apply for a planning grant for that design. And I
Okay.
think that's the kind of thing that makes most sense to us. We tend to advocate for, let's get some good planning done and then consider the actual installation or modification.
Sure. Yeah, I can again I'll find out some more background first, and then I can certainly talk to the selectmen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, folks, this
It's
brings us,
7:49.
this brings us to new business. And so with this, I'd like to actually encourage you to think about possible other folks that would enjoy being part of this committee. We are a loyal few, and it's a very, cohesive group, and I really appreciate that. But as Nancy reminded us, when we previously had, other sort of participants, they tended to not be able to join us consistently. So we do need to look for people who can give the time, and this is really, basically a 4-month involvement. It's not year round. And besides that, you get to give money away, which is usually a pretty nice thing to be able to do.
Yeah, and when it isn't your own.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's not to the government.
So what happens is, if we can look at, I will reach out to the planning board. I know they've been incredibly busy with this other matter in
Yeah.
front of them, but I'll reach out to the planning board. And Allison, I really don't know who's chairing conservation at this point.
I'm not sure who the chair. I can get that for you.
Yeah.
I attended one conservation meeting, so
It might
the
be
conservation agent
rotating.
is still Kristen. But
Yeah, it's still Kristen. Yeah.
I'll get that for you.
Yeah. But then we could also have at-large people who are appointed by the selectmen. Or have we decided to call that the select board now?
So it was voted at town meeting to change it to select board, but it hasn't been, we haven't received like the final approval from the AG's office. So they're still
Mhm.
going by Board of Selectmen at the moment.
Okay. So maybe folks at the next meeting, which we also need to set up now, you could come forward with also any other names of people that you think might be happy to join this group.
One of the problem is that people tend to be busy people on other boards and stuff too. So their times, or if they're a parent, their times are rather limited.
Yes, I understand. So I now need to actually ask for our next meeting date.
Is it October 27th?
That's
No,
today.
that's
next one.
today.
Sorry,
Okay. So
I
we,
can't
we have
believe we're
the next
going
meeting
into
is
November.
November 17th.
Right, that's the public meeting, but I
Correct.
would,
November 3rd?
yeah, I'd like to have a meeting before that, actually.
So when is Veterans Day and is it, it's
The
like,
11th.
The 11th.
so is it Monday that people have off or is it Tuesday?
I don't know how it works.
I thought it was always a Monday. I
On
just don't
my
want
calendar, it
to.
appears on Tuesday, but I don't know.
It's actually the day of the 11th. It's a holiday.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. So the 10th is not a holiday, it's just
Right.
a regular workday.
Mm-hmm.
So could we have a short meeting where we could actually also look at the financials on the 10th?
You
Sure.
want the 10th, not the 3rd?
Yeah, because the 3rd is next Monday.
Oh. Okay, the 10th.
That work for everybody?
Yes.
And then I'll sort of work with Allison to actually put together the financial capabilities. And then any names that you think of, we can share at that meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
So that means we have 3 meetings scheduled, the 10th, the 17th, and that one in December.
8th.
Okay. I'll set those up.
Thank you, Paul. It's really great when you do that.
So I'll try to get myself recognized as Kristen by Zoom somehow.
Okay. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I think if you try, next time when you try to log in, we could have Kristen on standby. Cause again, it's gonna text her or email her.
Yeah, I
a
think it's
passcode.
gonna do that the first time.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
even maybe she could, schedule like a fake meeting just so you could log in. She would get that text because once it recognizes you from that device, it should recognize you again.
I was thinking it must because it didn't happen to me all last year.
Mhm.
Mhm. You are recognized.
Yeah. You are recognized.
You are recognized. Okay.
The way around it would be to set up an alternate host and have the alternate host be Paul, but sometimes that only works if you're doing it from the same domain. Like,
I'll try that. I'll try that in setting up the meeting. Yeah, I'll put my name in as alternate. Well, my name was in as host, actually, but not as the sign in to Zoom. All right, I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. But I may come back to you, Ellen, because you always have good ideas about these things.
That's true. Like, though, if you signed in with your own Zoom account as the alternate host of that meeting, that could potentially work.
All right, well, I'll try it that way then. All right, we'll see what happens.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
Not
The
necessarily.
problem
a
is
good
that my Zoom credentials probably don't give me access to a 3-hour meeting
one.
because I have a free account,
Right.
but the town has a paid
You
account,
have to
obviously.
end in 45 minutes.
That would be it'd be a good inspiration. But yeah, I
Well,
don't know
we
how long.
try.
How long do the free accounts?
That's what I
How long
think
the
is
meeting do
45 minutes.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that's a little excessive or inadequate, I'm thinking.
It's free. You get what you paid for.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right, guys, it is 7:57. Is there any other business that people want to bring up in this meeting?
No,
What is the most important part of the meeting at this point?
motion to adjourn.
Thank you,
Second.
Nancy. All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Aye.
I,
I. Nancy will remember, is the president of the Historical Society. I used to have Bob Steve sitting right beside me in these meetings, like motion to adjourn.
That was his job?
That was his job.
Okay, got it. Well done.
Okay, everyone. Well, thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
And
for
Allison, thanks
tackling that
again
up.
for rescuing the meeting.
No
And Allison, yeah, thank
problem.
you for
And the
being here.
town.
And the town. Okay.
And the town, right? That's the next step.
All right,
All right.
everyone. See you
Good
soon.
night.
Okay,
night.
good
Good night.
Good
night.
night.